Hi, my name is Steve. I'm the lean trainer at SnapCab in Canada, and I'm here once again with Glenn, the founder and CEO of SnapCab, and we are sharing our experiences from Japan. So Glenn, where are we headed to today on our Japan experience?
I think this was probably the most clear example of lean so far. I mean, it's crystal clear. I'm just curious, what are the top 2 or 3 things that you got from that visit?
A few things that really stood out to me at the post office here was their standardization, that they have a set way, this is the way things are done, and it's very clear. Mm-hmm. And they enforce that through their training, which is quite extensive. You'll hear them discuss and talk about what they do for their training. And then their routine, or their kata, which, so the training and the routines that they set up help them to be excellent in what they're doing.
And they did kaizens, right? And they improved their process.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, the LC.
It's interesting when you think about it, but it's a combination of doing a routine and sticking to the routine, but also seeing what's not working and changing the routine to something to improve the routine.
That's right. Yeah. So when they noticed an error or had a problem, they're like, "Hey, we need to change something," and they developed a solution, and then they just added it into a routine. It just became their habit, if you like.
So when you watch this video, think about what are we doing here at SnapCab, and what can we use at SnapCab that these people are doing. I hope you enjoy the video.
And so the point of the trip here, again, is to show you the gap between where we're operating and where the Japanese are operating, because it's a massive gap, and what we can learn from that by changing our expectations and the way we do things. So go ahead. You want to let? Is she going to talk a little bit?
自己紹介簡単にお願いします。I am the administrator. I'm working at the administration office of this post office, Kuana. I'm Nakagawa, and I'm mostly managing pretty much everything, and especially for they're training right now. So almost everything. So make sure that the drivers are okay and meals are delivered perfectly. Nice to meet you all.
Okay. They don't have any accidents. Basically, they had one accident, and so a drunk driver hit one of them. But could you imagine these motorcycles running around all over the place? Because every day they train. Not once a week. I remember I have a morning meeting. Every day I have a morning meeting. Every day we 3F. This is what I learned in Japan. They have fabulous katas, or routine. The word for routine or habit in Japanese is kata, K-A-T-A. It's on your list, on your thermos. They have fabulous katas that they do. And some people would say, well, this looks stupid. Well, you know what? You're never going to perform at this level if you don't do this kind of stuff. And this is what happens every day here. Every one of these vehicles has like a 30 or 50 point inspection that they go through every vehicle every day to make sure everything's working. And the same thing on the motorcycles. They not only check the motorcycles, they not only have a checklist on the motorcycle, but they check the way they perform in terms of the way they're riding. And I've seen them out in the on the road, and when they pull up to a stoplight, they do exactly as they're trained here. It's not like, oh, they do it here and then they don't do it when they're out there. They do it exactly right. And they're starting to do it. They're checking the oil, they check the tires, they check the bumper, they check all the lights, they check the seat, that the seat works correctly. Look at, see what they're doing right now? They're checking everything. So I can say I've never checked my car like this. And they check it every day like this. And I think of all the countries I've been to, I've never seen this in any country anywhere in the world. But yet this is common practice in Japan.
So ですか。何が違うんですか。え、そうなんだ。
これは見たことない。
はい、そうです、そうです。ありがとうございます。いや、でも本当そうだと思う。あとやっぱりこう 見学者受け入れてるからどんどん、良くなってると思う。リクエストしなくても結構やってくれますし、時間に合わせて。
So see, they're checking the windshield wipers, the windshield wiper fluid, every day. We're lucky if we check it in our car once every 6 months, if we ever check it. So thorough. And every day. Oh, no. The driver. Oh, yeah, good. No, so the question was, is there a maintenance person doing it? No. Every driver is responsible for their vehicle and their motorcycle there, 100%. And they drive a different vehicle every day. So they're not only checking theirs, they're checking whatever one is available for them to drive. So it's very thorough. And you're going to see the motorcycles do the same thing. Finished? All right. Thank you very much. Amazing. Minor repairs they do, like changing a light bulb, things like that. But no, they have a subcontractor they send every. And these are the same Honda motorcycles they've been using for like 50 years. So these motorcycles get hundreds of thousands of miles on them. They're a Honda 110, I believe. Remember to be very sensitive to people. If you're around anybody, don't get in their way. But he's now got all his mail. It's been pre-sorted. And then he actually sorts it. He has a little bin there where he sorts everything. And then he comes out here and he organizes it in his box correctly. And then he takes off and he goes out for 2 runs a day. He goes out in the morning and then comes back in the afternoon and then goes out for a second trip. And think about how efficient this system is compared to the way we do mail. I mean, it's like on steroids, so much better.
So every 6 months, two times a year, they do the preventive maintenance at the company that we have a contract with. So almost no repair necessary unless the car or the motorcycle got an accident.
Okay. And so right now they're all inside sorting and they're starting to come out as they finish sorting their mail. And then when he finishes, he's going to go through an obstacle course. So he's going to load his stuff up and then take off. But he's not just going to take off. He's going to run that whole obstacle course, which you're going to see for training every day. And then he goes. So I've always said this. What is it the SnapCab's doing? What is it the 2-second lean is doing? It's this. Listen very carefully. We first 3S our facility. Then we have a morning meeting. And then we work. Did you hear that? And then we work. And this is the thing that most people can't get their head around. They can't stop. Everybody says, I'm too busy. We have too many customers. We have too much work. They can't stop. We have created a stop culture where we stop and do the fundamentals. This is what I saw in Japan. They're doing the fundamentals, inspecting the car, doing the obstacle course, making sure they're prepared to work at a high level. Then when they do work, they work much higher than everyone else. It's that simple. Can you say, and then?
All these post offices.
Here we go. Look what they're doing. They have a target that they're looking at. That's what they're doing. He's looking for a target down here at the end and in the back. Okay? Keep watching.
So there is a number to look at over there. Do you see it? Yeah? What is it? Exactly, that's 2. And then over there, back, D. So every day they change it. And then sometimes sampling. They sample test.
All I did was see that one little thing. And this is what, in the beginning, I told you, big eyes, big ears. Are you really looking what's going on here in Japan? I mean, because it is amazing. And this exact way she's pulling forward is what I've seen them do out in the field. They do the same thing. They literally come up to the stoplight. They don't just look like this. They move up like this and look like this because they're taught to. Or I should say they're trained to. So what is your kata? This is a question every one of you need to be asking right now. What is your kata? What is your routine to deliver operational excellence? It's actually very, very simple. But are you willing to submit to this level of thinking and this level of routine to deliver operational excellence? Or are you too good? Your time's too valuable. I don't know what it is, what excuse you might have in your mind. But when I saw this in Japan 23 years ago, I said, over, it's done. This is the way I'm running my company. And believe me, I got pushback.
So this company
Sugoi,
is
subarashi.
Japan Post. It's a private company. That's one. And Kuwana Post Office is one of branches.
This routine this morning is about their kata, their routine, how they maintain high quality. And again, like 0 accidents with all these motorcycles right around. And 0 losing the mail. I mean, they just look at you like, do you lose the mail? I go, lose the mail? I mean, we never lose the mail. Why would you lose the mail?
So 2 years ago, so he was trying to cross, at the cross, he tried to turn to the right. And the car bumped into him directly. And he fell down and he hospitalized for a month.
Here's what I see that we would do in our country. We would say, okay, we're going to deliver packages on motorcycles and mail. They say, oh no, it's way too dangerous. And so we would abandon the whole thing. What they do is they train people so they can do it effectively.
So that accident happened in the evening, like 4 or 5. So we decided to implement this bibs or the very bright jacket to everyone so that people can be aware of us.
So they didn't abandon the system. They put in a countermeasure and continued.
Why would they not put everybody?
It's so many narrow roads in Japan, especially this region. I get frustrated when the Google map tells me to go because it's look like a one way, but actually 2 ways. So they're so small roads, and he has to get on and off so many times a day. This is not efficient. So we use these small cars for packages, letters, motorcycle, definitely. First, for 3 days, we have a training center nearby. So we will teach them how to ride a bike for 3 days, and then come back to go back to each branch, and inside of this area, and we will teach how to drive, how to inspect, how to look what's the target to be careful of, and then 1-to-1. So Meister or senior driver and the new driver become a one pair, and then go and then deliver. And it will take about 2 months to be independent. So we're not gonna let them drive after 1 month. It's good enough. Never happen. Always one by one. Have you ever heard this same story? Don't you remember this same story at Tese? Pairing for 2 months. This is the cash bag. Why? Why you grab it? Why? First, we have a morning meeting from 8 a.m. for 10 minutes overall. それからmeetingは1日1回. And then we have lunch meeting. Because as I explained, the drivers will come back in the morning from the work, and then before they go to the second route, we have a lunch meeting, about 10 minutes, and then make sure we share the information, and that's it. Then do the inspection, and then sorting out the mails that you have to handle, and then they depart.
What is a favorite improvement that a favorite Kaizen that they have made recently that has been good?
Okay, come closer to these
this is
jackets.
cool.
These are rain jackets. So in the past, so whenever we have rain, every single one of them wear this jacket. And in the past, we left some letters in the pocket and we couldn't find it for a long time. So what we did was make sure after you use this rain jacket, put the pocket out.
Really? Let me see. Sure. Oh my gosh, how cool. Wow, that's a great one, man. Yeah.
And this is a little bit embarrassing to share this story, but I will. So in the past, there are so many mails that some mailman
Okay, total attention.
couldn't go deliver within a day. So he didn't know what to do with certain amount of letters. So what they did was some of them hide those letters that he couldn't deliver in the boot. So, now you can't hide because this is the way you have to replace.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny.
Well, it was clear, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really neat experience, and not something I expected when they said, "Oh, we're going to go to a post office." We didn't even go really into the post office. Everything that we wanted to see was outside.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really interesting to see their routines that they set up. I mean, that was the part that kind of stood out the most to me, was those routines that they established for safety, protection of the equipment, protection, and to be excellent in what they're doing.
So if they can have a kata or a routine, what kind of routines would be helpful at SnapCab, do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. It depends on where you're working, I guess. And that's the challenge to all of our staff members, right? Is to, as you begin to learn the area where you work, is what routines will you set up to, for sure, like be safe, first of all, but then also how can I continue to improve? How can I save one step? How can I save 1 minute? How can I save $1? And just kind of keep trying to build these new routines, which we really got to get on documenting them too.
Right.
Yes, they become established.
And how do we make a routine of our daily work to make sure that we're delivering consistent, high quality products all the time?